So this is not really what I thought my first video was going to be on my trip to Atlanta for the race, by not actually going to the race. But with the whole deal with the virus going around and everything, there's been a lot of just information flying all over the place. And, well, now NASCAR has issued a statement that fans won't be at the Atlanta and Homestead races. And I've seen a lot of people on social media get angry about this, and I can understand that. I mean, I drove 12 hours to go to this race only to find out on the 7th hour driving down that I wasn't going to be actually going to the race. So I get being upset about it, and I get being very disappointed with it. At the same time, though, this is going to probably surprise people, but I think NASCAR right now is really making the right decision here. I think from the start, NASCAR has been the most rational of all these sports leagues. They haven't jumped the gun. At the same time, they have been very precautionary about how they approach this. You look at NCAA and NBA and now MLB and all these other different sporting leagues, and you see immediately they're like, no, we're not playing in front of any fans. And then you see NASCAR being like, well, we're going to take some precautions from here. A lot of people, I think, see this as being sort of careless or reckless or just, wanting to go on as normal and not do anything. I see this as NASCAR trying not to really set a panic and at the same time also not go out and jump the gun right away. Look at the situation as it unfolds. So you see after and during and before the president went out and addressed the nation about this virus, these leagues had either postponed many of their games or just altogether canceled their season like the NBA did. And they also postponed playoffs. They postponed sections of the season. NASCAR, on the other hand, took another night on it, which I really appreciate them doing. I think that was the right approach to it, letting this unfold a little bit more, getting more information from both the state governments of the tracks coming up as well as the federal government. And I think that you can see clear thought being put into this. I see a lot of fans are upset about this, and I understand, but like I said, I think they did the right option here. You have all these different fans that they would have coming in from all over the country, originally from different countries too. I don't know how that would have worked out with the whole travel ban, but you see now they have, first they said no fans at the track. And I think that as much as I hate that, again, I think it's the right decision. You don't want a lot of people from all over the place coming together, possibly getting many people contagious, and then it just spreading all over the country again. Even with bad attendance, Atlanta's going to have 20 to 40,000 people there. And if even 1% of those people get infected with it and then spread it all over the country, you're talking about just a bad situation. And so then I saw also that recently they basically they've almost demoted media members, because they have essential media members and essential people there, but have almost demoted media members to having cold passes with the perk of more than I'm pretty sure, I haven't been 100% with this, but with the perk it seems like of going into the media center because they are obviously media. And I think, again, this is the right way to go about it. Each time NASCAR has an update, they're being more precautious with it, but at the same time, they want to offer that show for people. And I think also the big elephant in the room is that it is going to be the big elephant in the room over the weekend with ratings more than likely. And I think that's where NASCAR is looking. It's really going to be the only major sporting event on TV. Maybe I think PGA will be on as well as of recording this. But that's the thing. As of recording, this is the important thing to say. This isn't something that is a week-by-week thing anymore. It's not day by day. It might not even be it might be hour by hour at this point. So this video could be very outdated in a very, very quick amount of time. That's something that needs to be really, really stressed here, is that this isn't something that's slow and we're just sort of slowly getting the details and maybe everyone did jump the gun. That is very fair to say, but I think being safer than sorrier in the end is the right way to go about it, and I think everyone, for the most part, agrees with that when they're thinking rationally about this whole deal. I don't know how long this is going to last. Again, I'm not an insider. I'm just offering my opinions here. I wouldn't be surprised, though, the way that this has been expanding. I know that I saw a report that it's every 2 days the amount of people infected is doubling. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Homestead next week is canceled, or if they have to take a drastic measure with Atlanta and cancel that one. I'm not going to be happy, obviously. I'll be disappointed, but I kind of, I applaud NASCAR for taking that step. Now, there's a lot of people that are wondering long-term what's that going to be. I don't know. Nobody really knows right now. Right now, it's about feeling this whole thing out, knowing, getting the bearings, and going forward with it. At the end of the day, it's, NASCAR has a lot of people to please. They have people from the network to please. They have people from the sport, the drivers, themselves, fans, everybody out there. But safety comes first. We've learned about this with the cars. Now it comes with precautions that we do outside the track. Another thing that needs to be added in is currently, at least publicly, they haven't said anybody has been infected with this virus in the sport and in the garage. I do think that if there are infections or even a single infection of this virus, that it might be very likely that NASCAR then would have to postpone different races. What the procedure is for that, whether you have them at the end of the year, you have more time now. The schedule has been sort of moved up a week or two, really, so you have a little more time, or if you do a doubleheader. I don't know how all that works. You have to also look at contracts with the TV rights. There's a lot of stuff to go through. And with all of that to go through, it means that NASCAR is going to have the full picture. None of us have the full picture except for them and probably a few of the people they work with, and that's how they got to go about this thing. There's really not much that I can completely add to this. My view on this, just from an outsider, is I think right now we don't need to panic about this. We need to keep our heads, let NASCAR do their thing. I mean, from what it is right now, as of recording this, it's going to probably be about the only major sporting event on TV. So let's enjoy it. If it's just this week and then we have to postpone more, or if it's, just moving forward, we have it every week like normal. It's a hard box, I guess you could say, that NASCAR has to be put in. They have to balance all of this stuff together. I've seen some people criticize them for jumping the gun, which I understand. But if somebody contracts the virus, there is a lot of openings for lawsuits there. And on top of that, with the other leagues canceling and doing all of these more precautions and different precautions for the virus, NASCAR has to do something. They can't just go as basically business as usual. They have to do something, or else they're going to be in trouble, and with really anyone. But on top of that, if something happens, they have no protection whatsoever. And right now, that's what the sanctioning body needs. They need a little bit of insurance with this stuff, and they really just need no bad controversies with it. Now, again, moving forward, we don't know what's going to happen. We have to let the experts and the journalists and the people from NASCAR do their jobs, report it to us, and from there, we have to accept what's going to happen. Right now, this isn't something that the fans get a voice in my opinion, and we shouldn't get a voice in this right now. This is something that only the people in charge, the professionals, the big boys, whatever you want to call them, this is what they have their status for right now. And they need to have that be respected. I know we can criticize what the sport has done before, and we can criticize the decisions they've made. But I think right now we have to respect the decisions that they make and just know that this is how it's going to be. This isn't negotiable. This isn't something like a package or a ticket deal or anything that's really just an afterthought right now. This is something much more important. This is something that has a lot of implications with both state governments and as well as the federal government. And for all we know, I know NASCAR said they're talking with different people from those levels of the government. They could be talking to the governor of whatever state they're in. They could be talking to members of different cabinets for the president. They could be talking to the president himself. And I don't care what side you stand on with all of this. Right now, we just need them to be on the same page. That way they make the best and right decision in this moment. Now, I want you guys to put your opinions down there. Like I said, they don't need to be in the national spotlight. They don't need to be in NASCAR's really vision right now because it's not that imperative. But I do want to know, just from a personal note, what you guys think about this. I apologize for not having any camera on. My phone got busted in Daytona and the camera doesn't work because I was stuck in a monsoon. Apologies there. But I do want to see, again, though, what you have to say about this, because maybe you can offer something that I didn't think of with this. There's a lot of information and misinformation going around right now. Clarity is a really good thing, and also just, you know, comments in there for each other. Just if somebody's confused with something, help somebody out. You know, right now is where we pick each other up. So yeah, be sure to like down there, and you know, if you haven't, or a comment, I should say. This is the glory of recording stuff unedited. But yeah, be sure to comment down there and like it if you like the video. And if you want to see more videos that are a little more upbeat compared to what this one is, this is a very special occasion in the sense that it does not happen very often. It's not very often that you have like a worldwide pandemic happening and affecting the sport. But if you want to see more, you know, be free. You're free to subscribe to me. I am more than happy to see you again. So yeah, let me know what you guys think and stay safe out there. And until next time, try to have a good one.